Hey, it's MK, and I am back with another layout for you guys today for Scrappin' on a Ship. And today I am scrapbooking these gorgeous photos of Janet and myself in Central Park that was located on the ship. I also am sharing with you guys one of my Kit Conspiracy mixed up leftover kits. And this is mostly Midnight Garden and Spring Garden mixed, but I do have a few pieces left over from the Wherever collection. I've got a rub-on, a chipboard, and some scraps that I will be introducing into this just so that way I can use up my goodies, you guys. It's so super fun. But most of it is the Midnight Garden and the Spring Garden collection. I've got two thicker pieces that I'm going to try to use as my title, and then lots of little scraps and things for putting this layout together. Now I'm am winging it here. I have no clue how I'm going to make this work, and I really wanted to use all four of these photos printed at 4x6. I was thinking I could trim some of them down and whatnot. If I was really wanting to get all four, I probably should have cropped them down to 3x4s before printing them and get two 3x4s on a 4x6, but that's okay. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is have this super large panel piece here go on the right side opposite of these florals and build off of that. I think that that's where I'm going to go, and then I'm going to trim down my photos as well as the scrap paper here and create makeshift photo mats using my leftovers. Now I knew I had enough pieces to play with for my photo mats. I also knew that it was okay if the photo mat doesn't go all the way across or all the way around the photo. I'm embracing that, to be honest. Now I don't end up using all of these photos. In fact, I should have just stuck with the two photos, but I really like this one here where Janet's got her hand on her hip and I've got my hand going up, because that was a thing with the photographers. The photographers were always trying to get us to put our hands on our hips, and I thought that that was silly. I feel like it accentuates a part of your body, especially the female body, that isn't our best at a specific age. Now, why would they do that to us? I have no idea. And so for me, it was, I started putting my hand up, and then Janet was like, well, now all of our photos are going to have our hands up. And I never even thought of that. I honestly was like, whatever. But in this particular set of photos, I think the gentleman was under the impression that we were a couple. And together. And so, it's not. After a couple shoots, we had to tell him we're not together. We're not going to smush our boobs up together and get super close. We're not doing that. And so that's when we decided to go back to back and shoulder to shoulder and just get creative with it, for these specific layouts. But yeah, it was strange to us that, Janet and I were perceived that way. It's just super weird. And so every time that from after this point, which I think was day 3, after this point, we had to tell everyone, before the photo shoot, we're not together. We're just friends. And Janet's like, our next cruise, we're going to tell everybody we're sisters. And I thought that's perfect because this is ridiculous that we have to explain that, or they assume and want us to pose in really weird ways. All right, so I am still trying to figure out how I'm going to get all of these pictures on the layout. Which pictures do I really want to keep and all that stuff. Now, the full body pose is one that I really didn't like. That was going to be my first one that is not going to make it on the layout if I don't end up using all four. Which, of course, I already know the outcome. I'm not going to use all four, so the full body pose is out. I'm not going to end up doing it because, one, to me, it stands out a little bit more, and I really want when I'm looking at it as all four of these right here, my eyes really suck down into that full body picture. And that's not really where I want them. I love the color scheme that Janet and I have going on. We did not pre-plan our outfits, but we discussed, okay, for white day, what are you wearing? For formal day, what are you wearing? And things like that. And we shared our outfits before leaving, which is weird. I've never done that before. If I'm being honest, I've never shared my wardrobe on a vacation before, but it was super fun. I really did enjoy it. And so that's what Janet and I were doing. And in my brain, it didn't click that it was a thing to be dressed up. Like white night, literally everybody was wearing white, and I just could not believe it. And of course, I wore polka dots that are white, but my dress was not white. And so I honestly don't own a single thing that's white, and I am perfectly okay with that. But Janet's pants were brown, and so they meshed with my dress really well, and we did coordinate really well as far as I'm thinking, but we're not together. I'm just saying. But no, it worked out so perfect that I couldn't have planned this page kit any more than it was, because it worked out to the point where, it just was meant to be for these photos. As soon as I started putting these kits together, and I think I said this a couple times already, when I started to put these kits together, I did not have any photos in mind. I was just putting what I thought looked really good together based off of a mix of all of these kits. And now that I had them together, photos came into mind, and these specific photos were absolutely perfect for this layout. It drew in the colors really, really well, the greens and the yellows and the fact that Janet's wearing white, so it worked out perfect. And it's not really a true white shirt. I think it was a little on a cream side, but still absolutely amazing. I don't know, you guys. I'm just impressed. That these layouts worked out the way that they did it, and I had a blast. I had the blast putting the kits together and then turning around and creating with them. So in my brain, I really wanted to make the bouquet that is printed on the side, and I wanted to extend it over into the photos, like it was overflowing down into the photos. And so that is what I am trying to do. And the stickers are from the Midnight Garden collection. And so I trimmed all the white space down so that way I could get the flowers to blend in more with the paper, the flowers that are pre-printed on the paper. So I did do a lot of trimming. And when I do all this trimming, I tend to put the pieces where I think I want them to go. And so I feel like if I cut out all of the trimming, then all of a sudden the pieces are where they're supposed to go, and you guys miss me putting them down there. So the video is a little choppy when it comes down to cutting and trimming and placing and all that good stuff. I need to get out of that habit. I need to just trim off all the white space from everything if I'm going to do it, and then work with the papers, or work with them later as they're all cut up. But it's been years and I still haven't done it. You would think. All right, so I am just about done putting all of these flowers together. I am super happy with how it all looks. I'm just super thrilled with how well everything blended together, even though some of the flowers weren't originally part of this collection. I'm just so super happy with how they all blended together. I have my lovely smile title, which I think is great. I should have definitely come up with a cuter title, but honestly, we just look so happy. We're not together, but we look so happy together. But we're not together because it was fun. This was just a super, super fun layout. And in all honesty, I think what we were doing was just walking through Central Park real quick. right before bedtime. I think that's where we were headed, or we were walking through Central Park to go and get water, I think. I don't really remember how we ended up there and finding this photographer, because they've got photographers staged in different areas around the boat. And you pay for a package for photos, and especially right before you get on your cruise, you can definitely pay for a package at a really good discount. And for Janet and myself, I think we paid $1 a photo is all we ended up paying for all these professional photos that we get to enjoy. And we didn't have to take, they're not weird wonky selfies and things like that. And so I'm super excited about it. And yeah, it was just so fun, you guys. I'm sorry, I'm babbling now. And finishing off with all of these hearts, I just really thought that this splash of yellow, it's just such a gorgeous yellow, you guys. It's nice, warm yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off the layout with all of these little scatterings of hearts here and there and everywhere, because yeah. And then it's down and below, I took one of the cut apart cards and cut out something to smile about. And honestly, it really was, something to smile about. We were happy. We were having a blast. Yeah, it was just so fun. It really was. All right, scattering off. I almost forgot my rub-on. Just saying, it did not almost make it on a layout. There was a couple things that did not make it on the layout, just because I felt like it was getting a little crowded. But after that, I love it. I love it. I think there was only 3 or 4 things that didn't make it on the layout, because I didn't want to expand this into a 2-pager, in all honesty. That's where I was. So that is my layout for today. Thank you for listening to me ramble on and on and on about absolutely nothing. I did end up changing that thicker word with the Simple Stories word that was already printed on that label. I just went ahead and put the happy part on it. For my eye on the Scrappin' on a Ship, I actually ended up taking it off of the foam so I could have it dimensional on there. All right, you guys, so that is my layout for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and, again, listening to me babble. Don't forget to check out Janet Fritz's channel to see if she is scrapping on a ship today. I can't wait to see what she comes up with and what she creates. So anyways, that's all that I have, and I'll check y'all later. Bye.